What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
And here we go.
Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's The Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
Welcome back to the Good Brothers, folks. That's Mike. I'm Alex, and we, of course, are the Good Brothers. Say hi to the folks, Mike.
Hi, folks.
How you doing, good brother? I mean, I know you're doing terrible, but can you fake a smile?
I am recovering, good brother. It was a heartbreak clink of a Sunday for us here in the city of
Suck
Chicago.
the air out of the room, huh?
Yes, but you know what? All things being equal, 12 wins is nothing to bet your eye about.
We'll never be that good again, Mike.
They'll never be that good
No,
again.
we'll
They'll never be that good
We're
again.
not going to be this good for another 10
But,
years. It's fine.
Were you working when the game happened?
Yeah, but we had it on live,
that
so I was ending work because I ended around 7 o'clock on a Sunday.
Do you remember?
And
like,
I'm doing the live thing, and I'm like, oh, he's going to miss. And I deep down, I'm like, he's going to miss.
Yeah,
like, it's just, he's going to miss. Cohen brings it back. I'm like, okay, we have a chance.
great return.
And then I was like, man, we really needed that defensive stop, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just a quick few thoughts because we did a post-mortem episode, but we didn't do a proper Sports with Our Couch this week just because it's all been the same story and a lot of things have coming on. But anybody who's updated here, listening to us on the Good Brothers, for all you sports fans, Vic Fangio, now the former defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, is now the head coach of the Denver Broncos. So you obviously have that news that, again, it goes back to what you and I always talk about athletics. Things never stay the same year to year, especially in the NFL. There's so much
especially
turnaround.
with that, like with such a good year, especially defense. Like,
That
of course,
type of year.
with so many job openings, of course this guy was going to get a call.
Now, there's a few things that we can hit on because I think it's pop culture relevant. What I said about this incident that happened with Corey Parkey was there's going to be 30 for 30s, top 10 lists, the NFL films about this play.
Like an E60 something.
And it's because this happened earlier on in the season. Now, my big thing about this team is it wasn't a perfect game. They probably should have lost this game as much as they probably should have won this game. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see the offseason that they have as an organization. And, they could go 10-6 next year and not make the playoffs. And, that's the truth about it. But
that's what I'm saying. This was really
and we'll have more about it as the weeks come on over at Sports from the Couch.
I'll let you handle all the details and stuff. I don't want to research.
And we are moving into the divisional playoff race, so we'll go ahead and talk about that as
Let's
the
get
weeks
them
go on.
boys.
Yes, but you know what? Before we move on, everybody knows my picks for the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. Who do you have now?
Well, both of my teams are gone, so I'm going to go with Dallas.
Okay.
And I'm going to jump on with San Diego.
Very cool.
I think they look the best.
Yeah, the LA Chargers.
Beside Dallas.
Yeah.
I think Dallas is going to win.
I agree. I've had the Chargers all season, so it'll be cool. So
Feed the boy.
Yeah.
Feed him.
Yeah, so this will be cool. But we'll talk about that more, Alex. Maybe we'll have a Super Bowl episode or something as we move closer to the big game. But
something like that.
Speaking of big stuff, Alex, we just had the Golden Globes. Aquaman hits $1 billion. Was about to hit $1 billion.
About $900 million as of now.
Yeah, and We also have some Oscar reviews for you, or some potential Oscar reviews coming up. So, just as the NFL playoffs is revving up and people are getting ready for the Vince Lombardi Trophy, people are ready for the big gold statue, Oscar himself, in the Academy Awards. So why don't we talk really quick about Aquaman, because obviously it's a pop culture show. It's my man. It's first of all, did you see the Jason Momoa Guardians of the Galaxy sketch?
The little thinner, cool. More jacked up one.
That was kind of cool.
Not jacked up, a cut up one.
We tweeted that out. Check us out at the Good Brothers on Twitter. You can see what they did for for that little sketch of Drax, as if Jason Momoa played him instead of Dave Bautista. But yeah, so we know that this is going to be the first DCU film to hit $1 billion. It's only about 40 million short right now as of the recording. That it's going to crush that.
And it's won 3 weekends in a row, that's very rare nowadays. Like Avengers went 3 weekends in a row, and maybe Jurassic World might, or something. $1 billion movies
against a stacked crowd.
It's a very stacked crowd. You still have Mary Poppins. You still have Spider-Man, which we'll talk about in the Golden Globes. Spider-Man's now become a front runner for the Oscar.
For a lot of different awards. Bumblebee, probably a flop.
No, it made its money worldwide, but the fact that it made so much less money than the Transformers.
But it was critically acclaimed, which means I think we're going to get a sequel.
We'll get a sequel.
We'll make more money.
The problem is that, as long as they make money overseas, I think they can afford to make movies that are good.
Sure.
Because as long as overseas is buying it still, I think they're okay with the, hey, you'll get a word of mouth.
Sure.
Like when people finally see this, I think they are right. They need to advertise a little more Transformer in general. I don't think Bumblebee sells himself.
Okay.
I think it needs to be more of like, remember Optimus? Like Transformers, Bumblebee. I think we need that name still, because I don't think Transformers is what it used to be.
And to be fair, Haley Steinfeld is not it's not a complete superstar. Yeah, she's going to be, but she's not a superstar. She's getting there. She's on that level. John Cena is a superstar, but not
John Cena he wasn't really doing much in the movie from what I hear.
So it's one of those things where it's like you didn't have Mark Wahlberg, you didn't have Shia LaBeouf, you didn't have Megan Fox. Like it got its money because it was Bumblebee and it was a good movie, but it didn't crush because it didn't have that superstardom.
No, yeah, you're still missing the Transformers, I think.
But with that being said, this Aquaman movie, we're gonna fight for a second and stick tuned, everybody. We are gonna break down 2019 in the cinema, that you guys could spend your money, and we will break down these films that are gonna come out in this great year of 2019, the year the Cubs will win another World Series. But Alex, that's just another interjection for me. But Alex, I want to know. There's a lot of reports now, a lot of rumors. Matt Reeves' Batman movie has been finished, has been written. It will go into production in November of this year, which likely means it will be out in 2021. Maybe optimistically,
I would say late summer 2020.
I would say if we're going to get it, it's October 2020. If not, it'll be...
Wonder Woman's going to be beginning of it. Yeah, I could see them doing
my official guess of the Batman will be April 2021.
I think it's going to be September 2020.
I think after Shazam comes out, we will find out that both Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill have left the DCEU.
You are still on this. They are I think this is Ben Affleck. I think this is going to be Ben Affleck still Batman. I think the reason it comes out sooner, it's going to be a very low-key Batman movie. I don't think it's going to be one of those that we need to spend months in pre-production necessarily, or post-production, I mean. I still think you're nuts. I think we're just waiting for Henry Cavill to be done with Netflix right now, because that thing's going to be a huge 10 series.
It's going to be huge.
I think it's going to be huge. And they've already kind of established, like, guys, this is going to be our, I hate to use the word Game of Thrones.
You have to use that word.
When it comes to swords, you know. So
you have to use swords and sandals.
Yeah, you have to use that with Game of Thrones, even though it's a made-up world.
Right.
I think that's going to be their version. So they're going to tell us, like, hey, he's coming back. But we got to give him a year. We messed up, but we have other things we need to do anyway. You know, he'll probably be here after Flash. And the fun thing about Flash is, like, if you really want to, you can rewrite everything. And that's where you might be like, okay, Matt Reeves, we're going to use Ben Affleck. But you're going to have to use someone else in the next movie. Henry Cavill, we're going to bring you back because now you're done. Well, we can just rearrange the world. Jason Momoa, you're still here. Wonder Woman, you're still here. Oh, this guy's playing Batman now.
Would you think it's crazy, though?
Whoever,
I forget what one of the pundits was saying. Somebody who's deep in the industry brought up the fact that...
Probably me.
Yeah, maybe you. But it was that their tentpoles now are not Batman and Superman, and that they feel like they're taking a break.
It's Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and maybe Shazam.
We'll see how Shazam. Yeah. I think Shazam's gonna be great.
I think Shazam's gonna be the best.
And you know what's funny? It's like these movies don't even have to be good anymore. I think once DC fans hit DC fans are weird, and I'm a DC fan, but there's a different level where you're gonna support garbage to support garbage.
Sure.
And you're gonna you'll do it just to do it. That's why Aquaman's making $1 billion, not because it's. I don't think it's actually the best movie they've put out. I think people are like, hey, we got good enough, let's push it.
Okay.
And I think Shazam might be the same, where it's like, good or bad, it's going to make a lot of money.
Hopefully.
And I think people are going to be on board with like, hey, you know what? That was fun.
No, absolutely. And so, yeah, we'll be definitely keeping an eye on everything that happens to the DCEU as Aquaman crosses $1 billion and we find out more about the Batman, hopefully Man of Steel 2, and obviously Aquaman maybe going back into production for a sequel, the new Wonder Woman movie that we're going to talk about in just a little bit, and, of course, Shazam. But, Alex, it is award season, and you saw two what people are saying might be front runners for different awards and getting a lot of hype in between Roma and the title that you and I keep forgetting.
You were never really here.
So why don't you go ahead? Why don't we start with Roma, because there's a controversy, obviously, with the director, with answering the questions post Golden Globes. You know what? Before we even do that,
You want to talk Golden Globes a little bit?
let's just talk Golden Globes, yes. What did you learn from the Golden Globes?
Okay, so here's the thing, people. Golden Globes, it's like a big party with actors.
Yeah.
These aren't the same voters.
Yes.
So you don't take too much. And
Very
plus,
important.
And they
Yes.
split every major category into two because they have your regular drama and your music/comedy.
Right.
Which is funny because A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody, which are music movies,
Were
were
in-
nominated for dramas, not that.
But Green Book.
So you
and-
see,
yeah.
Green Book was nominated. You see Crazy Rich Asians, like movies like that get nominated, and then they split that. So now you have to split beside movie. You like actors, you get 5 from drama, comedy, and then they split it.
Yeah.
When it comes to Oscars, you only get 5.
That's it.
So 5 of those guys aren't making it.
Yeah.
So you kind of get an idea of where it is, but it's so wide. The SGAs, the PGAs, like those are going to be a little more the producers and screen judge.
and writers
Those
guild.
are the ones that are a little more important because those are the voters. Those are
Yeah.
the same ones. But you get an idea.
Yeah.
So the Golden Globes are important to an extent. I think they say it right. If it wasn't televised, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Exactly.
But it is a little bit of an idea because it's usually about 75%. Then the next few awards we get into about 95% of the same, and then you get to your Oscar nominations. The movies we're going to talk about are going to get nominated. Like we're pretty much
Somewhere
dead
down,
on.
yeah.
You and me are starting to get our Oscar picks pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
dead set where the race is. We're going to talk about that more when we
As
get the
we get a few weeks
official.
in, yeah.
Because anything could happen.
Right.
It's a crazy
Controversies
year.
happen.
Yeah. So the Golden Globes, if you see a lot of the coverage, it means a little more to TV
Sure.
than it does to movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not a waste, but it's very broad, so it doesn't necessarily decide like, oh, Christian Bale won, he's going to win. No. Does that mean Christian Bale might get – because Christian Bale had a good speech. Is he more popular now to push? Yes, that's the way you look at it.
Yes.
It's kind of the way you do. Like Lady Gaga presented herself beautifully, looked gorgeous. That makes her look better. Like you go forward with these stuff like, okay, I like that person now. Now for these next awards, they're fresh in my mind again.
Well, and it's one of the things that you even mentioned is you have the Screen Actor Guild, the Directors Guild, the Writers Guild. That's when we'll start learning who they're choosing, who they're nominating, and whatnot.
And these are the voters.
But you brought up an interesting point about how they carry themselves. Christian Bale, who has a knock in Hollywood for being kind of a dickhead, but he presented himself wonderfully in this.
He's our dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
hey, he said something we all think about
And people-
Satan and Republicans.
For some reason, people didn't know he had a really heavy English accent.
I
so
mean,
like,
he's a
adorable.
beautiful actor,
Yeah.
so
But here's the
duh,
thing.
I
Same
didn't
thing with
know.
the Lady Gaga thing, though. These awards, especially the Oscars, are pushed by the studios. It's what the studio wants to push. If the studio decides, oh shit, Ryan Gosling can't beat Christian Bale,
He's not.
but he might be able to be so-and-so and supporting. We're going to push him as a supporting actor, not as a main actor.
Well,
and
that's
how
funny is
studios
that
do it.
they're not. Honestly, I don't think Gosling gets nominated. I don't think the movie might.
Even
I think it
that's
will.
regardless.
I think the only one that get nominated is the best supporting actress.
Okay.
And you know what? They might win a cinematography award or a
Most
camera
space-
award.
most space movies.
And it's pretty
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
not
yeah,
to,
yeah.
but I think it's funny that like you and me bicker about this all the time. I'm like, dude, that movie's not going to do anything.
but it goes back-
And you were like, no, that'll win best movie. That could win best actor. I'm like, I don't think so anymore.
But the big thing, and while yes, we've been going back and forth about about
Bradley
First Man.
Cooper was a heavy favorite, and now you and me are talking like, well, he's kind of third now after Christian Bale, Rami
yeah,
Malek,
yeah.
and he was at one point number one for this, and this, and now it's like, okay, let's push Lady Gaga, Shallow the song, and the whole movie in general, and we might be able to sneak in just being the fun, Oscar-worthy movie instead of If Beale She Could Talk, where it's like, I'm a little depressed.
But it goes back to what I said about the First Man. It all depends on what the studio wants. If the studio decides that they want to push certain movies for certain things, that's what we're going to do. And a lot of those categories come for best supporting and best actor actress.
And visuals, like look at the commercial for the Blu-ray they're selling. It's all about the visuals.
Yeah.
The entire thing is like, look how we shot the landing.
So you can
and
see-
like you're right,
Yeah.
like you can see like, okay, they're really pushing for these
see where they're going
graphics
for.
and these visuals. Not necessarily like, here's Ryan Gosling. They're like, well, here's that scene we shot. and buy the Blu-ray.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of interesting that you said that. It's like, well, they are doing
You
that.
see where they market to.
Yeah.
We're going to go full
Now
blown.
Shallow's on the radio now. Like they
Yeah.
waited to do a radio edit. Now it's like now you hear it everywhere, and you're like, okay, that song's gonna be at the Oscar.
Which is the argument I made about Moana and last year's movie that you love,
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman.
And it was Coco.
Excuse me. Coco. Excuse me. I don't know why. Coco's song. It was the way that they pushed it towards the end. It was like one was definitely more mainstream popular, but it's all about how you market and push.
I just
the
think
last
Coco was such a beautiful movie song.
it's such a great
If
movie
that
song.
movie's so sad, I won't watch it because I know how sad it
it's
is,
so
and I
great,
won't
though.
do that to myself.
But speaking of sad and great movies, you actually took the time this past weekend trying to in between the Bears heartache that you were suffering from and all the NFL playoffs and work and all the podcast stuff.
Yep.
You got to see these two, what are people are saying are some Oscar heavy movies. So we have one that already won a Golden Globe for Best Director
and 2 Golden Globes, one for Best Foreign Film and Best
there we go.
Director.
So and then obviously Joaquin Phoenix is a force.
He's not nominated for, so Golden Globe wise, Roma had 2.
Okay.
They won 2.
Yeah.
Director and
So I think it's
director for a film, and then Joaquin Phoenix got nominated
Okay.
for Best
There you
Actor,
go.
which I think will carry over to Best Oscar. So he'll have a nomination, and he could be a heavy sleeper. So I'll go into Roma first.
Yeah, just go Roma.
And
Yeah.
so Roma's about, it's basically a very personal story to Alfonso Cuarón.
Netflix,
It's a
original?
Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
It did get a release in the theater, like the rules
Has
say.
to, yeah.
It's all in black and white.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours,
Okay.
a little plus. And it's, it's not a heavy movie in the sense of like it's a basic plot. These, they're in Mexico. A wealthy family has these, living maids. And it's basically the living maids kind of story. And I think it was based off his mother or some sort of thing like that, where like someone in his family. And you can tell that it's a very personal movie. And there are some beautiful shots in it. Mike, this is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And as a Mexican, I'm like, I want to like this. Like, I want to look at it and be like, hey, that's kind of like what my grandparents talk about. And it wasn't. Like, I think people refuse to, like, Mexico is a big country.
Sure.
It's not only narcos and destruction. Like, there's a lot of beautiful country and oceans. Like, there is a lot to it. Like, our grandpa talks about that. Like, that he grew up in a very pretty part of it with, like, beautiful beaches and forests. And, like, so, like, I couldn't relate to the movie. It's very boring. It's very just a normal day. Like, hey, let's film a normal day where nothing really happens. There's a couple full frontal nudity male scene, which is a little odd. Like, you'll hear about that. Like, it's very weird. And it just kind of gets like, hey, peekaboo. I'm like, oh,
okay.
Okay, this
Yeah.
guy's doing karate naked. Like, that's weird.
Game of Thrones
like,
did that too, though.
But you expect it in Game of
Sure,
Thrones. I
fair.
didn't expect it in this. It's just a weird movie. And you know what? Not a lot got to me. I get it. It's shot beautifully. And the actors are just there. It's all direction. It's all director. Like, he's going to win Best Director. I think that is one of the most solid Oscar down picks. I'll put $100 on it. He's going to win Best Director. It's done. That's the entire movie.
Sure.
And he'll win Best Foreign Film because that's a given.
That's
like,
a given, yeah.
Like, he's going to win both those given. Like, that's done, people. Like, there is no one coming closer. Sorry, Bradley Cooper. You did great, sweetie, but, like, you're
I
not.
know a lot of people were really banking on Bradley Cooper
Yeah,
this
but
year.
this movie, because it's all direction.
So,
but it's boring.
So why don't you go ahead and we'll do it this way. Give us a score out of 10, and then give us your what's it going to do Oscar season, like you just said, bud.
It'll sweep both Oscars, and I give it a 6.
Okay.
I'm not mad I watched it, but I had to push myself to watch it. Like, I had to, like, I'm an hour in a movie, I'm just like, man, this is dragging. Like, I don't feel anything. There is just one scene at the end where I felt a little bit that related a little to us.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And it was a weird scene that really shouldn't have related because it had to do with the family more than the actual main character.
Sure.
But, the whole concept of the movie doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like a men are pigs in every country sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get that. I didn't get that vibe.
But you can appreciate
because you
it.
see a lot of nice Mexican men in it and American men.
Sure.
And I didn't get it. I didn't like it. But I get it. It's going to win both Oscars.
Now, moving to You Were Never Really Here. This is Joaquin Phoenix. Again, Joaquin Phoenix seems to always just be on point. Every few years, you can count on him to really give us a performance that people seem to gravitate towards. So what did you think about this movie?
So this is an Amazon studio movie. And Amazon's, for those who don't know, that's a very Oscar-heavy movie company. They release shorter movies, so Manchester by the Sea. Like, they release shorter movies that are really director-heavy.
And
Like,
easy to digest
like very
at what time.
pretty and very nice and just indie film, if you will. And so this movie, I'll be honest, has about 12 speaking actors in it. And honestly, out of those types, there's like, I could guarantee I can count on a notebook, like 30, 50 words maybe said in the whole movie.
Really?
It's very interesting the way they do it. Now, here's the thing I told you in the beginning. It's interesting and it's fascinating. It's interesting. It's different. That necessarily doesn't mean a good movie every time. I think this was a good movie. I think it tried being a great movie.
Okay.
I think there's a lot in it. I think we get Joaquin Phoenix at his best, like one of his best, where it's like he deserves an Oscar nom. And he could be a sleeper pick because he really carries you in this movie. You know, the whole story is that he's an ex-Marine, he's an ex-FBI agent, and now he's kind of a muscle for hire. And, like, he goes to find these girls that have been taken into these, sex trafficking things. And the reason he gets hired so much, he gets paid so much, is because he's the most brutal. He's the one that, like, really puts it in there and people fear him.
So it's a little bit of Equalizer meets Taken meets, like...
I did this last night because I was trying to describe it. So imagine De Niro's acting in Taxi, which is the one you got a lot, Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Take Equalizer's storyline-ish.
Okay.
Put it with Drive. Because there's kind of the twist.
Okay.
And then you really kind of have to put it with, like, it's like a Requiem for a Dream, kind of, where it's very trippy and very hard to watch at times. And it's not even what you think. Like, it's not a very sexual movie.
No, right.
It is, but like not in the sense where like, oh, we're hostile. We're going to show you.
Yeah.
We're going to show you these brothels. No. It's very more of a brutal in the sense of like,
it's real.
The way, it's very real violence, very real agony, very real. It's very creepy, and that's why I said like it's like one of those movies you watch once or twice maybe, and you never want to watch it again because it gives you a really weird feeling.
Gotcha.
So put those 4 movies together. Do you remember like Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Where like it's not necessarily good, but it's so interesting and different that you're like, I kind of want to see it again.
Okay.
It's very similar to that, where it's not long. The ending is questionable for those people. It's very one of those endings where you're like, it's gonna leave you thinking.
Oh, okay. Open-ended.
There is this one shot that it's all shot through a camera system where he goes to one of these brothels and it's shot through the camera system.
That's kind of cool.
Where the camera keeps changing to different ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I was like, I was like, wow, that is very fascinating how she got this done. And it's a female director.
Oh,
too.
love it. Oh, cool.
Oh, no, yeah, she's great.
And, okay, so, hey, to all you, I'm not even gonna go so just words, but like to tell me you can't find a woman that could direct a dope ass movie about violence.
Man.
I don't want to hear that.
That threw me off when I
don't tell me that.
You know me, I had to do some research after.
Cool, that's dope.
And I was like, wow, like how she shot some of these scenes.
I like that.
And how much Joaquin Phoenix really enjoyed her.
Now let me ask you this: Javier Bardem is this gold standard of characters that are brutal, menacing, kind of like the Great White Shark, kind of like Bruce in Jaws, where it's like they're just the driving force of everything. You're just glued to them. Is Joaquin Phoenix that type of character in this movie in which you're just fascinated to see how's he calculating things? How's he moving along? How is he driving the plot along? Do you see any similarities between him and that type of character in No Country for Old Men?
Well, first thing, it's Leanne Ramsey.
Shout
so
out
we want
Leanne.
to give her a name.
Yeah,
like
shout
she's
out
only
Leanne.
done. This is her only a third movie, third major movie.
We'll keep our eye on her.
Okay, and you know what's interesting? Like Joaquin Phoenix is such a fantastic actor because he elevated even more. Where it's like Javier Bardem had a sexualism to him. Like he had something like, fun about him. Like he was interesting. Joaquin Phoenix isn't interesting. He's creepy. He's like a certain Joker, I would say.
All right, you
know what? This seems like a Joker character. You can see, I think he went right from this movie to that one.
Okay.
I could totally see it.
Now,
because he's just so like I said, I feel like Javier Bardem, there are points where you kind of root for him.
Okay.
Where he's a sexy bad guy where you're like, damn, I kind of like his voice and flips a coin. Like, there's something, a bravado to him.
Sure.
There's not one to Joaquin Phoenix. Like, he's a menace. Like, you're like, even though he's doing good things, he's not a good person, I don't think. Like, and it may not even be his fault. Like, he may just be traumatized. Because that's the whole big thing is PTSD.
Oh, I love
and you can tell, but like it makes him so unsettling.
That's very interesting. You sold me on it, and obviously we're gonna see coming up later this year, and what we're about to get to Joker coming out. Todd Phillips' Joker. Joaquin Phoenix obviously playing the Clown Prince himself. So very excited about that, Alex. So before we get into what 2019 is gonna bring to us, are you excited about this Oscar season? Seems like we're ready, starting to.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
open field this year.
I think it's opposite. I think it was a little more open last year. I think this one's gonna be pretty set in stone by the time we get there.
Well, I think last year was down to a two-team race between Three Billboards and Shape of Water. I think this year we might get down to 2 teams again.
I
but
guess
I don't know.
you know what? Maybe I guess for best movie.
Yeah.
Actor-wise, I think it's a little more Sunstone this year than last year. Movie-wise, you're right. It's a little more open movie-wise. Because they can really go a lot. Because I think if Beale Street would have done a little bit better, it was a favorite. Last Man was close. I still think it's going to be A Star Is Born because it hasn't really lost any momentum.
Do we get all 10? Do we get 10?
I think we get 6. I think we get a Black Panther nom.
And
maybe a Black Klansman too.
I think Black Klansman's guaranteed.
Black Klansman, Black Panther, I think both get nods.
If Black Panther going to get a nod, okay.
I think so. I think those are your 9 and 10.
Isn't it crazy that I said that in February and we were like, somebody's going to have to beat it. And it actually happened. It almost feels like nothing came out in 2018.
You know what? It's just a lot didn't hit. That's My Boy didn't hit, and First Reformed, and Welcome to Marwin, and Last Man. Like, it'll get a nod, but it didn't hit extra. And, even Bohemian Rhapsody is going to get a nod, but, really, should it? Well, yeah, this year.
Bryan Singer, does he get a nod?
No. You notice how they haven't even mentioned his name?
I know.
Yeah, dude, no.
Yeah.
No, Michael, no.
All right, guys. Those are Alex's reviews, and we got a lot more to come into. We'll talk about Bird Box next week. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we saw it. Everyone saw it, people.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
It's very mediocre, but it's on Netflix. Yeah. Who cares?
Watch it. We'll talk about it next week.
It's fine.
So, Alex, let's all go to the movies, man. You ready to do this? 2019?
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
So coming out this Friday, we have ourselves A Dog's Way Home, Replicas, The Upside. Pretty slow.
So, let's see. Dog's Way Home, they gave away the whole movie, but
Yeah.
who cares? They're going to sell it to 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I heard Upside actually got good reviews.
So
that might make a little money. I hope that wins the weekend.
yeah,
I like Kevin Hart, Bryan Cranston.
Probably.
I heard it wasn't Oscar good, but I heard it was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So that's fine with me.
But January 18th is what everybody's been waiting
Yeah,
for.
buddy.
Glass comes out. We're not going to spend a lot of time on every single movie, but we'll highlight obviously
Yeah,
the ones
no,
we're gonna
yeah,
highlight.
yeah.
So Glass, just really fast.
That's next week. We do the big review, the big overview.
So what I think we're going to do is thumbs up, thumbs down, whether we want to see certain movies. Thumbs up, Glass.
Yeah,
Okay.
thumbs up.
So Friday, January 25th, The Kid Who Would Be King and Serenity.
Ooh.
Two low-key movies.
middle, don't care about
Yeah.
either.
February 1st, Miss Bala and 3 Seconds. Nothing really too big.
Yeah.
But Friday, February 8th, we have Cold Pursuit and the Lego Movie 2, the second part, What Men Want and The Prodigy. I think it comes down to What Men Want and the Lego Movie 2.
I think Lego Movie 2 is going to
Two
win.
thumbs up
'cause that
for both of
movie-
them, right?
Yeah,
Would
I'll
two
give it a
to go watch
thumbs
them?
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Lego Movie wins the weekend.
Yeah, and stop me, Alex, if you want to talk about something that catches your attention, okay?
Well, remember, we do these early reviews like the weekend they come out.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to put the names out there and, because we can
Right.
talk about Avengers by itself when it comes out.
And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But Wednesday, February 13th, Fighting With My Family and Isn't It Romantic? Fighting With My Family,
I'm
up
going to
or
go
down?
thumbs up.
I'll go thumbs up.
I'm going
Okay.
to thumbs up on
Yeah.
that one.
So we'll see how that goes.
I'm interested.
Yeah. Thursday, February 14th, so we're in Valentine's Day weekend, Alex. Alita, Battle Angel.
Thumbs up.
And Happy Death Day 2.
Thumbs down.
I'm going to give both of them thumbs up.
Really?
Yeah, because I liked Happy Death Day 1.
I don't like it.
And I've been stoked on Alita for
Yeah, I'm glad they moved it. Yeah.
So 2 thumbs up. Friday, February 22nd, Rhythm Section, and the one that I think you and I are super stoked for, Loki, the movie that It's going to solidify itself to be the Oscar winner in February 22nd, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Triple.
Already came out to 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. So
all the thumbs up you can have for that movie. March 1st, Chaos Walking, Climax, Greta, and Tyler Perry's Medea's family funeral.
Oh, you know Medea's getting a thumbs up.
So there it is. Alex, on March 8th, the world that's introduced to Captain Marvel.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, trailer was good. Yeah, trailer was solid. I think it's the best trailer they put out.
Friday, March 15th, Wonder Park. Us, The Aftermath, The Mustang.
All in the middle. I think I got to hear a little bit more because when we get later in the months, some of these movies we haven't heard as much about or seen as much about.
Gets my thumbs up with Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes,
and Winston
I hope it's as good as I want it to be, though.
So they'll get my thumbs up.
I just am nervous.
Yeah.
Because you always have the sophomore blues with some directors.
Sure, but
I don't think this will be it.
Yeah. Friday, March 22nd, 5 Feet Apart, Greyhound, Where Do You Go, Bernadette, Beach Bum. It's not nothing big.
Middle.
But you want to know why? Because on Friday, March 29th, Dumbo is released to theaters.
I cannot wait for Dumbo.
Thumbs up.
Yep, all the new character posters came out. Great.
Alex, it doesn't end there, though, because on Friday, April 5th, The Best of Enemies, Pet Sematary, Teen Spirit, and Shazam.
Wow, that comes out the same weekend? Wow, we're going to go to the weekend twice. What are we seeing Thursday? Shazam?
Shazam is
we gotta
Thursday,
see Friday.
Pet Sematary
Good, because I don't want to watch that at nighttime. I'm going to get
yeah,
scared. I'm
yeah,
going to watch
yeah.
it during the day with you.
So quadruple thumbs up for all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday, April 12th, Hellboy. Hellboy.
thumbs up, yeah.
Thumbs up. Come on, man. So, Alex, in a span of 3 weeks, Dumbo, Pet Sematary, Shazam, and
gonna
Hellboy.
Be poor.
Yeah, no. We're getting no money. Wednesday, April 17th, Breakthrough. Nothing big. Yeah. Friday, April 19th, The Curse of Lorena and Under Silver Lake. Nothing big.
So
but
they're slowing down.
You want to know why they're slowing down, Alex? Because on the weekend of my 29th birthday, a certain Endgame finally happens as the Avengers are back in the theater.
Mike, quick question. Can that movie be as good as you want it to be?
Yes.
Correct answer. Go
Yes.
ahead. Keep going. Thumbs up.
Friday, May 3rd, The Intruder, Ugly Dolls, it slowed down because, Alex, on Friday, May 10th, Detective Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds is out in the theaters.
Birthday.
Yes, so we are going to enjoy that. But Pikachu doesn't have competition only for 6 days because guess what comes rolling in on Friday, May 17th, Alex? You want to take a guess? It's 2 movies, actually. A Dog's Journey is one. You want to know what comes out May 17th, a week after Detective Pikachu? John Wick 3.
That's the one I was thinking of, John Wick 3. There are already early screenings of it.
Yeah.
They've already put it out
I'm
there,
pretty happy about that because
that's very early.
So in the last, 3 minutes, 27 thumbs up. So pretty exciting stuff.
And let's remember, people, we thumbs up a lot of movies last year. Who would have thought Happy Time Murders would not have been good?
Right.
Or Mowgli would not have been good?
What I love about these episodes that we do, Alex, this is the second time we've done it. Whenever we do any type of future episodes, is listening back and seeing like what we were down for.
You guys
and
are
what
goddamn
we were
idiots.
For. Yeah,
all of you. You're all stupid.
Friday, May 24th, Aladdin.
I'm sorry, future Alex, but it probably wasn't good. It probably wasn't
Is
good.
that the one that scares
I'm sorry
you the
to tell you, it's probably not good. And if you tell me it's good, you're probably lying, Alex.
So in 1 month, literally between April 26th and May 24th, the Disney releases are crazy.
Disney's having another $1 billion year. We haven't even got to December.
But you know what we're getting on Friday, May 31st to end the month of May, Alex, and what was a crazy so far 5 months in 2019? Rocket Man, which might get some Oscar.
Rocket Man. I'm a little worried about the May release date. I feel like it's going to be a lot more fun.
Bohemian Rhapsody got a summer release date, though.
Bohemian Rhapsody was
in August.
October.
I think it was August.
I think October.
All right, we'll check that back into corrections in a little bit, friends. But you know what, Alex? What else comes out the same weekend as Rocket Man?
What?
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
That's going to be a fantastic. That's like 16 thumbs up.
That is unbelievable. But, Alex, again, in just 1 week on Friday, June 7th, Dark Phoenix and the Secret Lives of Pets 2. So let me ask you this. On the weekend of Friday, June 7th, who wins the box office? Dark Phoenix, Secret Life of Pets 2, Godzilla, Rocket Man, Aladdin. Top 5 movies. Those are going to be the top 5 movies.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Aladdin.
So you think they'll be on top for that'll be their third week out and release?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Where do you Dark Phoenix? Where we at on it?
I think it's going to be a bust.
Okay.
I think it's just the last little nail in the coffin. As we speak, Kevin Feige's working with the Fox properties.
Yeah.
As we speak. That's not even rumor anymore. That's fact. That's what he's doing right now. Yeah. When Endgame ended, he's working with on doing concept.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, and by the way, Bohemian Rhapsody was October.
Okay, Alex. So I was about a month and a half on. You're right.
no, it's very
yeah,
Oscar heavy.
Yeah.
Like, that was end of October 23rd.
Yeah, so that makes more sense. Yeah. Friday, June 14th, Alex, Shaft and Men in Black International.
Ooh, Men in Black International. I think Shaft is not. I don't think that's something we want to see anymore.
I just love Tessa Thompson and Liam.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't compete with
like,
that.
That's great. Friday, June 21st, Toy Story 4, Child's Play, and Grudge. So
Ooh,
on the
I
same,
like all those.
But how awesome is it that we're gonna go see Child's Play and Toy Story?
I'm more excited.
and
I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose.
Now, what do you think about Child's Play?
I'm more interested in Child's Play.
But I don't like that. From what it sounds like, obviously, I think it might, when the movie actually comes out, it might turn into it. But the fact that this isn't a spirit, it's going to be AI. It's an AI robot doll that
I like it. That's more realistic.
But I like
because I think
thriller.
that's very 90s.
Isn't that a little too Terminator-ish?
No, it's a doll though.
Okay,
it's a doll.
Okay,
it's something you should be able to kick its ass, but you don't.
Okay,
that's terrifying.
So on Friday, June 28th, coming on release, I don't think there's going to be blockbusters because we would have heard of them, but I want to give them shout outs because we love them as directors. Danny Boyle, Musical, and James Mangold, and we're going to be coming out that weekend of June 28th with limited partners, so nothing big. But on Wednesday, July 3rd, to start off the 4th of July weekend, Alex, we get an untitled Conjuring Universe film. So James Wan's universe continues to grow. He just comes off the success of Aquaman. Are you a Conjuring fan?
No, not as much anymore. And I think it's interesting because, again, back when we talked about like movies being good or bad, there are movies that don't come out, actually, that get pushed months away.
Whoa.
I remember when we talked about Holmes and Watts last year, it was going to have a summer release date, moved to December, and it ended up being terrible, one of the worst movies of the year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's funny that we talked about, like, I'm excited it's summer, John C. Reilly, boom, comedy, and it got pushed. And then it was bad. And it's so funny that this happened because I don't think this movie's happening. I think they're going to push this one, The Conjuring.
Oh, I think it's going to happen.
I think they're pushing it because I think they're going to try to do a Conjuring 3, but they need to push it a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's more of an October release then.
But you know what's not going to get moved? July 5th? Spider-Man Far From Home.
We got to get a trailer for that soon. I hear
I think they're saving
early rumors are coming out.
Yeah,
soon.
I think everything goes full-blown after March. As soon as Captain Marvel,
I think if we get Far From because the problem is as soon as you do Far From Home, Spider-Man's alive. And that's kind of
that's a big
to some
thing,
people that will be a big deal, especially in a Twitter-heavy world.
Of course, no, and that's what I've always told you. It's like the marketing all depends on how deep they feel like people are on it.
Super Bowl is where you're gonna get something like
How
that.
about on Friday, July 19th, Alex?
Avengers second trailer, Super Bowl.
Maybe if they're Robert Meyer Burnett, who's on The Weekly Hero with John Campia. You guys should check him out on YouTube. He mentioned that if you look at the way Infinity Wars marketing went, it's on point with Endgame. So if it's on point, the Endgame next trailer will actually be in March, right after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, but like we're in that window now. We're going to be getting right in there. But Alex, this is what I wanted to mention to you because we talked about Aladdin. How about on Friday, July 19th, The Lion King comes out?
I
mean, like I have a lot of confidence on a lot of things Disney does, but I don't think I've ever had more confidence in a movie than what John Favreau and the Disney company is going to do with Lion King.
I can't wait.
No, I think I commend them more for what they're going to do with Aladdin because I think they're going to take a bigger risk with Aladdin.
Yeah.
But I think Lion King is going to be a more safe.
It's just going to be so
It's
good.
going to be a good, safe film, yeah. How about Friday, July 26th, Alex, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
That starts the Oscars.
Is that you think we're the first one?
Starts.
Okay.
Yep.
How about on August 2nd, New Mutants, Dora the Explorer, Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. So what wins the
Hobbs
weekend?
and Shaw will make all the money, even though it shouldn't. New Mutants probably be okay, but it's going to be a mess. And Dora probably be... I don't really know what to expect from that.
So all thumbs up so far the last
I'll
few
give
weeks?
them all thumbs up.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. How about Friday, August 19th? We have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
So the book.
The book.
Who's directing? Is that Jordan Peele or is that Guillermo del Toro?
Guillermo del Toro's producing it, I believe.
Okay, it was one of the big names.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I think that's one of those things they're interested in because they've been talking about it for years.
Yeah, no, so we'll see how that goes. How about on Friday, August 16th, Alex? Angry Birds Movie 2.
Don't care.
Don't care. So that's the first thumbs down?
First one's stupid. I've had a few thumbs downs.
Okay,
in the
so we'll go
beginning,
thumbs
but
down
not
on that one.
Since summer.
Okay.
Because I truly always believe summer blockbusters are all going to hit, even though only half about do.
Now, we're going to skip the next 2 weeks of August because this is that's the garbage time of Hollywood. And there's
Throw us some names. Throw me a few names.
Playmobil.
Don't even know what that is.
Good Boys.
Don't even know what that is.
Ari Aster horror film.
Don't even know what that is.
Artemis Fowl.
Don't even know. I know what it is, but I don't even care.
Exactly.
Okay, you were right. Yep.
So on Friday, September 6th, we hit it back with the blockbuster. Says It Chapter 2 comes out, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
my boy McAvoy.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. Downtown Abbey comes out
I don't care.
on September 20th.
Not for me, but
yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of good
I don't
times
love
about
when
that.
TV becomes movies. I don't think it works a lot of the time, but we'll see.
And on Friday, October 4th, again, August is a hotbed. I'll give you some names that are going to come out, and you guys might be interested in them, but nothing big. And the rest of September, Spies in the Skies, The Kitchen, Downton Abbey, Abominable, The Hunt, The Art of Racing of the Rain, and Judy. So, some might be little sleepers in there, but August, September.
If we can look back and be like, man, that movie was so much better than we thought it was going to be.
But
like when you mentioned the name Widows last year, before we got really a trailer, you're like, I don't know, that seems fine. And then you're like, oh, wow, this looks fantastic.
That could be something.
And it turned out to be great.
Right. No, that's a really good. That's one that we haven't, McKnight, we haven't really talked about.
It won't get an Oscar push because I don't think it was fantastic, but I thought it was great.
All right, so we'll keep our eye on that one too. But on Friday, October 4th, Alex, Joker. So I want to talk about this for a little bit because of what you saw with Joaquin Phoenix. Your confidence, obviously, our confidence is always high on Joaquin because it's Joaquin. But after this, seeing that kind of like, oh, I know he's crazy, but like to see it in that type of action, it's
he's like unsettling crazy.
Yeah.
Who knows? This could be Joaquin Phoenix's second Oscar, and it could be the Joker character's second Oscar.
That'd be so interesting. That would be so interesting. How about October 11th, Alex? The Addams Family, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goldfinch, and Zombieland 2. So we're going to talk
about all of those.
Those are all very exciting movies.
Fun.
Yeah. At the very least, they all seem very exciting, How about on November 1st, we go to Charlie's Angels and the untitled Terminator movie.
Charlie's Angels, and Terminator movie, I'm excited for. But I like all the Terminators. I'm weird like that. I don't mind any of them. I think they're all fine.
How do you feel about a hedgehog that looks like a human?
He's got human legs. How else would he supposed to look?
Because he comes out on November 8th.
How else is he supposed to look? Like, he runs a lot. Like, it would make no sense if his legs were skinny.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's going to be fine. I think he'll be cute. Jim Carrey already made a joke about it at the Golden Globes, which I love the bet. We'll talk about it for a second, where Andy Samberg's like, oh, Jim Carrey, I loved you 20 years ago. He's like, you get nominated for TV. He's like, you got to sit in the back with TV, though. And Jim Carrey's like, well, I did make a movie called Sonic, and everyone just moans.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious bit. Like, he picks up his plate and starts murmuring. Like, Jim Carrey's hilarious. I love Jim Carrey.
I'm so glad Jim Carrey's back.
Like, I'm good with that.
If we could get Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy back, we'd be better for it.
See, Jim Carrey never really went anywhere because even when he was gone, he had like that. He was still so sought after for his paintings and his philosophy.
Sure.
Eddie Murphy, which is funny because Eddie Murphy was the ultimate sidekick. I just saw Mulan again. I was like, he did Mulan and Donkey.
Yeah.
I was like, how is he like not in more voice acting at least? Like
we don't deserve that.
How is he not in Toy Story 4?
And we don't deserve Charlie Murphy too.
Charlie
Murphy, God rest his soul. Alex, an untitled Kingsman movie. So Kingsman 3 on November 15th. Doesn't look like
I saw the last Kingsman. It was fine.
Mm.
It's kind of. I think this will be the last one for a while.
But I started to notice why there wasn't a lot of movies coming out in between this, because on Friday, November 22nd, I might take back what I said about How to Train Your Dragon 2, because Frozen 2 comes out.
I mean, that's a heavy year. Like I think How to Train Your Dragon gets it, but you still have Toy Story 4. You still have Frozen 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
All right, you know what? Let's play the game, Alex. We love to do it because we're a sports fan. How to Train Your Dragon 3, Toy Story 4,
because it's
Frozen
the only
2.
one that hasn't got the love yet. I think that's going to get the rub. And what's funny is I feel bad for Wreck-It Ralph this year because Into the Spider-Verse is going to take it because it already did take it. And that was supposed to be Wreck-It Ralph's. Like, that was their trophy. I don't think they ever expected a Spider-Man Sony movie to do what it's doing. And if it doesn't win, I think it's ridiculous.
I'm with you. I'll go with you on that one. How about December 13th, the untitled Jumanji sequel?
I like Jumanji. I thought it was fun. And they added, like, I love all the Rock advertised. Like, I get Danny DeVito in this one. Sold.
Be great. I think this is the candidate to be moved because it's so late in the year, and it is not going to happen. On December 18th, we're supposed to get Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, no, we haven't heard any news about that. That's not happening. That's not happening. That probably won't happen in general. Yeah. We'll get a Gremlins before we get a Masters of the Universe.
Right. Now, before I get to Friday, December 20th, we're going to go to December 25th. We're going to go to Christmas. No, that's not yet. The Call of the Wild, Little Women, and Superintelligence, that's what's going to end your year Christmas weekend. Now, we go to Friday, December 20th. Alex, we have really based this show. The show was created really around the craze of Infinity War. And we've really never really been that show that certain other networks have that are really based on a galaxy far, far away.
I want to talk about it.
But we get episode 9, Alex.
You know how I feel. I love every Star Wars movie ever made. I think the prequels, guess what? I'm allowed. We've established a rule. What's funny is Star Wars fans established a rule. If you were a kid when the prequels came out, you are legally allowed to like the prequels.
I'll give you that.
You're legally allowed.
Yeah, it's the only way.
You will not get any flack if you were born in the 90s and enjoy the prequels. Guess what? I was 8 when that one came out. I love Jar Jar Binks. I thought he was hilarious. I love pod racing. I love double lightsabers. My introduction to Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Like, that's my life. Like, Ewan McGregor was not a
McGregor,
person in that
yeah.
movie. I love Anakin Skywalker, guys. Like, Hayden Christensen is my boy.
hate the sand.
Natalie Portman is my crush forever.
I do love Natalie Portman.
Yoda, Samuel Jackson. Like, guys, I love the prequels. And I think the current trilogy is going to go, in my opinion, is the best trilogy. Because I think Force Awakens is beautiful. I think Last Jedi is maybe the best Star Wars movie ever, writing-wise, whatever. So I think this is going to make it the best trilogy there ever was.
This is why we don't talk Star
people.
Wars. This is
Sorry,
why we don't
people.
talk Star Wars.
I love the originals. They don't age the best sometimes.
Like, you want to have a little fun? You want to just start naming some really random titles? What do you, first of all, do you think Sith is on the title?
Like, I don't know. I just want the movie
I know
now.
you just want the movie, but
I'm
what
so excited.
over under? I mean, we've had Revenge of the
Okay,
Sith.
We have Last Jedi, Force Awakens.
So what'd this one be?
I just want it to be Knights of Ren, but it's not going to be Knights of Ren.
That would be cool.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be really cool.
Birth,
I think
Rebirth.
Jedi will be in the title.
I like Rebirth. Maybe Rebirth, Star Wars Rebirth, or Star Wars Rise or something. I want it to be like a one-word small
But
thing.
it's never
like
been
Star
that.
Wars.
Yeah.
Rise.
It's
And
never
that'd be
been
like
that,
cool.
though. But
Like,
it's never been that.
well, Solo.
A Star Wars story. yeah. A Star Wars story.
I
Like,
don't
it's
know.
literally
I
underneath it.
don't think it's going to have Sith in it because I think this one's getting a little more positive.
What are you feeling about it? I mean, I know you love the trilogy. You just want
I think it's going to be the best Star Wars movie ever.
Oh, God.
But I think that about every Star Wars movie that comes out.
That's fair.
And it's going to be, because that's your hope. It's going to be the best one after the last one.
Can I ask you something? And I
Yes,
think
Mike. Last Jedi is a masterpiece.
no, I love Last Jedi. I have no problem with Last
Masterpiece.
Jedi. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's a masterpiece.
You're dumb.
But what do you think? I've been really out of the community for Star Wars since Last Jedi. No, actually, since Solo. I've been really out of the community. I've been really doing my best to kind of stay away from that toxicity because I love the Star Wars
Well,
community.
you know, I'm glad you brought it up. Go ahead, finish this.
Yeah,
I
but
think I know
just-
where you're going.
What are you feeling about it?
It's
The way it's
funny
going.
that
You know
you're
what I'm
out of
saying?
it.
Like,
You know what it is it died down.
Is that what it is?
It's
That's
because
what I'm
and they
asking.
were smart. They
Yes.
because we haven't had a Star Wars thing
in a while.
like, dude. It's already been months since Solo. It's gonna be an entire year and a half.
Yeah.
Since we get started, and I think that's good. I think they're realizing people want their Star Wars spread out.
Is that what it is?
Because it's so popular.
You don't want a superhero spread out though.
No, because there's a lot of them.
Okay, you know what? You're
There's
right.
a lot of them.
Fair.
We
You
have
know
a lot
what?
of superheroes.
Fair.
I wouldn't want an Avengers movie every year. It worked for this because it's 1 and 2, but I don't want Avengers every year.
You know
I'd
what?
rather
That's a
not
good
have an
point.
ensemble piece. Because you know who did that? BVS and Justice League. And guess what? It didn't work out for them.
I can see that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, Star Wars is so based on one group.
Yeah.
And it's such a big galaxy that I think you need to give it time to build the world like you did in the cartoon. You're going to do in The Mandalorian, which looks fantastic.
Yeah, Disney Plus killed
I
it.
think this is smart because now it's less toxic and more like we can have more discussion about Last Jedi.
Sure.
We're not getting a lot. We're in a good space where it's been far away enough from Solo and Last Jedi because I don't think people hated Solo. I think people just didn't love Solo, but I think most people were like, it's fine. It was unnecessary, but it's fine. We didn't have to do it. I don't think it ruined Han Solo's legacy. I don't think it helped it, but I don't think it ruined it. I don't think it's like, oh, I hate Han Solo now. No, I think people still enjoy. If you liked Solo, you're good. And if you didn't like it, it doesn't affect your It wasn't bad enough to affect your Star Wars love. So I think time helps, and that's why when you get a trailer, everyone's going to be team hype again.
I think it's really interesting because I think people love their Star Wars so much, and I think when Star Wars fans saw how much other universes were getting such hype and acclaim, and then a movie comes out and it's divisive, you can see what it does to a fandom. Though you saw what it did to the DCEU. That fandoms are, and it's in the word, it's fanatic. It is part of the word, and we're fans. But I think fans get jealous, and when Star Wars isn't the king of pop culture, people want to blame reasons why.
It's a superhero culture too, but that's why Star Wars works when it's every year, once a year, because then you can own December. First of all, just own December.
Yeah.
There's no superhero movie's going to take December. Like, as good as Aquaman was, a Star Wars movie would beat it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Disney, just stick. I know you want more. I know you do. I really know there's never enough money. You just bought Fox. You're about to have all these superheroes. You have all the live actions. You got the anime. Guys, just leave it in December. Once a year is all we need. I wouldn't even mind a standalone movie. Because imagine how much better Solo would have been if it was advertised better, and it would have had like 5 more months.
Sure.
Till December.
Yeah,
I think that movie comes out great then.
But that movie, yeah,
But I thought it was great
We would have
anyway.
given Ron Howard a lot more time after what Golden Globe winners didn't have the time to apparently do Disney.
yeah.
So we'll get to that later.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
How
buddy?
you, sir? I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
I mean, that was 2019, and we'll obviously be on it. But Spider-Verse, we mentioned at the top of the hour, we really didn't get a chance to really.
It's the favorite going in now.
So you think it clears? How about this? Does Spider-Verse get a 10 nomination for best film?
No,
Okay.
no, because I think anime is years away from doing that. I think if Toy Story
If
kind
it's
of
Toy
got it
Story,
done,
yeah, that's gonna do it. Yeah.
I think if they were not okay with that one, I don't think they're ever going to be okay with nominating an anime. I think that's different. I think anime should just have the anime movie, because I don't think there's an anime movie that's come out that I think has been the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
So like that's where I kind of stand. Like Spider-Man's close, but it's not the best movie of the year. And there is a difference, people. I'm sorry, but it has its own award, and it's a very prestigious award. Like it's not like it's going against Bumble. Like it's going against harsh competition.
No, yeah, every year.
Like you're not just going to sweep. Like you might get one every 5 years where it's like, okay, it's that one. Like Coco. Like, Coco's going to win, guys.
Yeah.
Like, but then you have like years like this. It's stacked. You know, Incredibles 2 even was a favorite, and now it's like third.
Yeah, I mean, we thought
And that
Wreck-It
movie
Ralph
was one of the
good,
best
yeah.
superhero movies
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah, and he gets lost in the shuffle, but
Yeah, and well deserved.
well, Alex, this was a fun episode. We got to take a look in 2019. Got to talk a little bit about award season, and we'll definitely be breaking this down just for everybody who is wrestling fans. Royal Rumble is around the corner, so we'll be breaking that down in just a few weeks.
Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yo, again, WrestleMania. We are on the road or about to be on the road to WrestleMania, depending on what your definition
We
is.
are on the road to
There we
WrestleMania.
go.
John Cena said it.
There we go. Catchers and pitchers report in just about a month.
Yeah, they are.
The Super Bowl comes in about 3 weeks. We'll still watch it and break it down, of course. And Oscar season, baby. So Alex and I will make our picks. We dominated last year's picks, and of course we'll go head-to-head. So you could be Team Alex or Team Mike, and you guys could win with me like you did last
team.
year. So let's go ahead and enjoy it. Good brother, any last words before we send the folks home?
Last words.
My man. Thank you, everybody.
My
Enjoy
man.
the rest of the week. We'll see you here on the network. For the Good Brother himself, Alex Mercado.
Yeet.
I'm Mike Mercado. Thank you for joining us on the Good Brothers here on the Mercado Airwaves Network.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the opera. I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.